That's why you eat fast food is not really good for you. Uh, is it okay if I give you a little tip? Is it okay if I can do that? I mean, I'm not going to force anything.
Sure.
I want to just this is for anybody. You know what we can do is actually eat almonds and raisins. Actually, if you want to snack on something, almonds and raisins. It's 100% natural. It's not going to, you know, if you eat too much of it, of course, you know, you're going to indulge, but, you know, you have to do everything in moderation. Like you said, you have to do everything in moderation. And this is one thing people can do. I'm not saying you, Christian. I'm saying people in general. Almonds and raisins. I love it. That's what I snack on, by the way. That's what I'd snack on.
Yeah, I think it's important. I do travel with a lot of raw nuts sometimes, just because when I'm on the road or in airports for long periods of time, and it's hard
Right.
to make decisions on what to eat. It's really controlling what you put in your body. So it is important sometimes to travel with healthy snacks. So you
Mm-hmm.
make, when you have that option, you don't make unhealthy choices. It's,
Right.
I usually notice when you're in a bind and you don't have anything to eat and you're starving, that's when you just buy whatever and you eat it. And so I
Right.
think if you have that option available, if you're carrying healthy trail mixes or raw nuts or whatever it is, especially almonds, those are really good for you. Brazil nuts are really healthy for you. If you carry those things along with you, you always have them on you, it's convenient, and then that's when you're going to make that healthier choice.
Right. I'm saying almost as raisins. That's what I snack on. I'm not telling you this is what you should do. No, I'm saying here's an option uh, for people who want to know more about what they can do to eat healthy on the road. Here's one thing you snack on: almonds and raisins. It's affordable. You don't just get. You have to get the raw kind. Don't get the salty kind. Get the raw kind. You want to get the uh, the less preservatives you have, the better. The better is for you. That's what you told me. So I'm telling you, here's one example we can do, and here's a great example that you point out to us, Christine. Is the fact is, you know, I said gotta go back to, you know, find something that's natural for you and that's healthy for you. Well, almonds and raisins, and you look for the less preservatives, and that's what you go by. Go ahead, Christine. Go ahead and elaborate some more on that. Go ahead.
I think that's important. You're reading ingredient labels. You're buying the raw nuts, not necessarily the ones that are full of salt. You
Right.
have to kind of check those nutrition labels, and then you can even dry your own fruit. I know that's kind of a step ahead of like maybe what a lot of people are ready for, but you can always grow your own fruit, buy the fruit, and then dry it out yourself. Or, I'll even take nuts that are raw, and if I'm bored with them, I'll roast them in an oven, toss them with some spices before, not necessarily salt, but things like organic chili powder or curry powder or just different spices, and then maybe doing a squeeze of lemon over them, and then kind of toasting them in the oven, and then there you've got like a flavored mixed nut.
Also, you can also add honey too as well, and cinnamon. Believe it or not, cinnamon and honey are completely natural. We found out, and cinnamon does also prevent people who people who have beginning stages of diabetes. Cinnamon helps prevent that too as well. So it helps cut down the cholesterol level too as well. We found out, and this is one thing that even Dr. Oz said. You know, even with women with chocolate, you gotta get a dark chocolate. That helps you too as well, and that will give you a better boost to actually be alert and be give you more energy too as well when you are traveling, you are moving around. So you want to get the dark chocolate. That's one thing that Dr. Oz said. He pointed that's out to women to eat natural. So at least, you know, this is one thing we do here, Christine. We're not here to offend anybody. No, we're just here to alert, educate, and inform people. That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing as a news network. That's what we should be doing, and we're not. And we are setting the example. What broadcasting is nowadays. This is what we do here, Christine. So go ahead. I want your thoughts. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know what else there is for me to say? What would you like me to elaborate on?
Oh, I'd like to. Can you talk about also what is it like being on a reality show, and people who are interested, like going on Hell's Kitchen, or even or going on a reality kitchen cooking show. Can you give us an idea for people who've never experienced that before, and what tips can you tell them to not to warn them, not to scare them off, but tips that they need to know what to do, and some of the things that they should have, tools that they need to do to actually survive these kind of reality shows. Can you give us that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think these reality shows is actually a completely different life than maybe a lot of people imagine. I think it's very difficult and it's very stressful, and I think people should be aware of that before they go, because not only are you competing in challenges, but I think a lot of people don't understand what goes on behind the scenes, and a lot of times to keep everything under wraps before the season airs, because it's kind of a show that has a lot of suspense. They keep us sequestered, so we don't have any access to the outside world. We don't have our cell phones. We don't have access to the internet. These things are taken up. We are probably only allowed a certain monitored calls with our family every so often. So it's kind of the ugly side of reality TV, or these competitions that people should be aware of before deciding to go on. And granted, I think in the end, it's you learn a lot about yourself, and you gain a lot of new friends, and you learn a lot about cooking or whatever it is that you're competing for. But it can be harsh, and I've seen families and marriages kind of not do well from this, because it's a lot of stress, and it's removing yourself from your life and your work for an extended period of time, so it's difficult. But I do think that it can make you stronger, and I think you learn a lot from it. And, for example, going on MasterChef, a cooking competition, I think it was important for me to know a lot about a lot of things, or, there's different challenges. There's baking challenges. There's knowing how to make certain things, this and that, knowing different cuisines, knowing how to work with different ingredients. So you really should try to know about a lot of different things. Maybe know a little bit about a lot of different things, and that helps. And then just practice, practice, practice. And I think most importantly, for any of these shows, is you need to go on with a good sense of integrity and a good head on your shoulders. And I think it's helpful to be mature, because your whole paradigm is kind of shifted when you're on these shows, and your world gets turned upside down. And I think when you are not mature enough, or you don't have a good sense of your own beliefs or your set of beliefs, then it's difficult, because everything maybe gets shattered, and you don't really you lose sight of yourself, and you lose sight of what's important. So I think those are probably good tips to kind of take away when trying out for these shows. It's hard work, so you really need to go in there and know what you want and know what you believe in.
That's great. Good tips.